mutuule. Bangambye nti abaana ba wano Oluganda baluwuliramu katono.
Baluwulira.
Era ne bangamba ngole speech ya Lungereza.
Kiri gy'oli.
Ate mmwe mwenna abansoose mwogedde Luganda. Ate nze nkwatidde Oluganda bendera. Naye amagezi agagokera mu Lungereza gampeereddwa minisita abatwala era ngenda kumugondera yogere mu Lungereza nti kubanga abavubuka ebintu ebimu biyinza okubayitako. Ab'ebitiibwa mwenna abali wano mbalamusizza nnyo. It's very nice to see young people this evening. And I hope you are focused on what you're doing. Some of you are in school, some are working, and it's important to know that you succeed. You only succeed when you pay attention to matters before you. Last time I addressed the Buganda Boom Convention, the Youth Assembly, was in 2019 in Washington, D.C. And I told them that one of the most important assignments for them was to acquire knowledge. To acquire knowledge about the kingdom, to acquire knowledge about our country, Uganda, and to acquire knowledge about our continent, Africa. That's what I told the young people who assembled in Washington, D.C. 4 years ago. We didn't come in 2021, of course, because of COVID-19. And I would like to, should I say congratulate you upon surviving the pandemic? I think your country was more hit than us. And it's difficult to explain why, but the scientists will one time tell us. The youth, the young people, some of you are here, others are not here, but they'll get the message, have the duty to change the narrative about Africa. The narrative about Africa must be changed. And I believe that can only be done by young people. Well, basically because they've got the time, and of course they are more exposed than us. I would like the youth in this country to understand that there is more to Africa than lions, or leopards, or elephants, or gorillas. Every time I watch TV and they talk about Africa, they'll splash a fierce lion across the screen. Or someone in some garb, you know, some clothes which we no longer wear. I know that Americans didn't dress the way they dress today 300 years ago. 600 years ago, they dressed differently. They dressed in skins as well. I don't know why they don't depict them in that garb. There is more to Africa than starvation and diseased children. I came by Qatar Airways, and they're trying to promote a foundation, I think supported by Qatar Airways, about education. And the first video is about miserable looking Africans. There is more to Africa than lack of electricity and piped water. You know, when they talk about amenities that are lacking in the world, they will cite Africa. I want young people to understand this. I'm not telling you to ignore reality back home, but I'm urging you to look for positives. When you're a young person and you never realize the positives, you're likely to lead a miserable adult life. If you want to talk about poverty, homelessness, starvation in the US, well, you can talk till daybreak. Many people starve in this country, don't they? Many people are homeless, even in Seattle. The narrative about Africa being deprived and helpless is a psychological warfare which is intended to create apathy and helplessness. Supposed to make us feel inferior, not capable of bringing about change. It's stereotype. It's dangerous for the continent. It's dangerous for you if that's what you think Africa is all about. The youth have a duty to portray the positives about our continent, about our country, about our kingdom. For starters, Africa isn't one large country, you know. It's made up of more than 50 countries with lots of intriguing diversities. We are going to Africa. One time I was in South Africa and I was in a supermarket. And they say, "You're coming from Africa?" And the man was saying that was black, a native South African. Can you believe that? Then I asked him about Uganda, and I'd never heard of the country called Uganda. But he's very fervent about Mandela. How can someone be that ignorant? He thought that Uganda was in West Africa. But Johannesburg is only 4 hours away from Uganda by air. The narrative has to change. Why don't we say I'm going to Europe when I'm going to France or Italy or wherever? When will the world learn about Africa and her people and their ways? It's the job of the young people to change the narrative. Look at Uganda, for instance. I'm here because I'm the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Uganda. A kingdom of nearly 1,000 years can only be rivaled by the British monarchy. I'm not making it up. We have a clan system which has defined our way of life for ages and ages and ages. Some of the girls dancing here belong to my clan. Those are my daughters. Bamutima.
Babiri.
2 of them. Most, you know, beautiful girls. We practice a culture which knits the clan system into one unit headed by the king and a union where everyone plays a part. Think about that, 1,000 years of such a system. America is a great country, but it only came into being in 1776 when Buganda had existed for many more years. Honorable Sajali Aven, I'm not making it up. Do the young people understand this narrative? Do they know it? Why don't they know it? When are such stories going to be told the world? Yes, we can talk about the lions, but what about our 1,000-year-old heritage? We were civilized way back before this country was occupied by foreigners from Europe. I'm not making it up. Because the Europeans, you know when they came here? It's just recent. But Kabaka Chintu had started the dynasty being superintended by Kabaka Mutebi today, before America was formed. When are the Ugandan American young people going to learn about this? That civilization created a hereditary system which, interestingly, is run by non-royals. Because you cannot be a royal and become prime minister of the kingdom of Buganda. It's like they agreed 1,000 years ago, if you are royal, that's enough for you. Clan heads are hereditary. A clan head can't be a prime minister as well. It's enough for him being a clan head. I came with some of them. I don't know whether they are here, but I think probably they are. Gumutakan Samba is there, I think. Am I mistaken? Yes. That's the head of the Ngabi clan. I think Ngabi is, in English, is what? Bark bush? What they call it? Yeah. An antelope? Incidentally, my mother is of the Ngabi clan. So, every Narubega, every Nabukenya is my mother. Even Namatov. So this is a system which brought diverse people together into a union in which everyone played a part. I want the young people to understand our story. The young people here in the US should understand our story. I want the young people here to know that our fathers were inventors. Iron smelting. It might look rudimentary today, but it was a huge technological innovation 800 years ago. Yeah, true. Making cloth from the bark of a tree. The innovation came about, by the ingenuity of the Ngonge clan. I don't know whether we've got members of Ngonge here. You see? They made us dress up. When the first Europeans came to Africa, they were surprised when they came to the kingdom of Buganda. Nobody moved around naked. Properly covered back cloth invented by Ngonge clan. During the reign of Kabaka Chimera, around 2095 AD. I'm not making it up. History. The young people must know these things. Pottery was an invention. We had architecture. If you're in doubt, next time you're home, visit Kasui tombs. Then you'll understand that our forefathers understood what architecture means. Our forefathers were brave fighters. They conquered territory. They carried out economic activities. They had contact with the outside world. Who will tell these stories? I want to know, who's going to tell these stories? We are proud of our fauna and flora. We are proud of our mild climate. Probably the best climate in the world. We are proud of our big cats in the wilderness and the gorillas and the elephants. Yes, we are proud of them. We are proud of our lakes and rivers and mountains. We are proud of our history and heritage, and we should understand it. So the new narrative, the true authentic narrative, must be crafted by the young people. And I'm very happy that some of them are here trying to learn things about our heritage. So young people, hear this. You can never speak the truth unless you know it, obviously. And we only know the truth when we learn about it. So I urge you to take a keen interest in learning the true histories of our heritage. That's the only way you'll be able to tell our story for the world. You are living in a time when the only people who are going to conquer it will be those who are knowledgeable. So take advantage of the resources before you. There are resources in the world today that can easily equip you with knowledge, and I know that young people are adept at exploiting those resources. So I would like you to learn as much as you can about your kingdom, about your country, and about the African continent. Realize the opportunities. I tell young people back home that opportunity is like the air we breathe. All of us that are breathing every minute. The air we breathe does not talk. It does not smell. If it smells, there is some problem. Because you can breathe air that smells. That could be a problem. But under normal circumstances, it doesn't talk, it doesn't scream, it doesn't smell. But you must be able to develop the senses that make you realize opportunity. So, if you're thinking about the future, and if you're young, then think about today. Because there is no future if there is no today. That's why today you must realize the opportunity before you. Because the journey must start today, not tomorrow. There is a saying these days, it's common, smell the coffee. Actually, I right now smell some coffee. You know, we grow some coffee. I think it's Ugandan coffee. The aroma must be Ugandan coffee. Smell the coffee. Smell the opportunity. See the opportunity. Hear the opportunity. Feel the opportunity. Taste the opportunity. So I would like to conclude by thanking the parents who have brought you and encouraged you to come and do the things that you've done. I thank the parents very much. And I hope you do realize that being here is an opportunity. I can see Mchala Rona laughing with her daughter, I think. Yes. It's a big opportunity because here, there is a side of your heritage you may never have thought about that you can learn about. So develop your senses, realize the opportunities, and you will place the world in the palm of your hands. I want to thank what do you call them? The people who've been here, what do you call them? The young ladies who have walked on this train, what are they called? Models. Why is every girl so beautiful? That was very, very nice. And I appreciated the dances. I'm sure you put in a lot to get what we saw here this evening. Thank you very, very much. Sanyuse nnyo banaye okubalaba. Era nsanyuse nnyo okulaba nti emirimu gye nsoose okukola olulinnye ku ttaka lya Amerika gibadde gikwata ku bavubuka. Ewaffe eri bagamba mbu nno ndi Katikiro omuvubuka. Naye balimba kuba ndina jjajja nyina n'omuzzukulu. Naye obuweereza bwange eri Ssaabasajja nabukolera nnyo mu bavubuka abamu mukijjukira namala ebbanga nze minisita w'abavubuka. Abavubuka mugigi mukulu, obulamu bulina emigigi 4. Omugigi ng'abaana mabujje, omugigi ogw'abavubuka, omugigi ogw'abasajja kudde oba abakazi wadde n'omugigi ogw'abakadde. Naye mu migigi egyo gyonna omugigi ogusinga obukulu gw'abavubuka. Kubanga mu mugigi ogwo omuntu mwatikolera ebintu byonna ebimufuula ow'omugaso oluvannyuma ng'akuze. Kati mu abazadde abaleese abaana wano muli bagezi bazibu. Kubanga abaana abato tebakulaga nakulaga nti balina bye baba bayize, naye bino kimu baba bakiyingira. Kale ensonga zaffe ez'Obwakabaka bwe zitabeeramu baana bato tubanga abooza ne tuwanika mu ttaka. Kirungi nnyo abaana ne bajja ne balaba ebintu bino mu ngeri zaabwe ate ne mubaleka ne bakola bo ebibasanyusa. Kubanga tetujja kujja twogera ensonga za Buganda z'amasonga 5 nga tuzigamba omwana w'emyaka 14. Awo nno mwategese bulungi era nze ndi musanyufu nnyo. Ngenda kukoma wano kubanga enkyando za lunaku olukulu n'okwogera ebintu ebirala byonna tujja kubikola enkya. Naye ndowooza kano kabadde kasiki kalungi. Katonda abakuume. This is a brief history of the Kingdom of Buganda. Njagala omubuulire omwana agwemba nkawa. Kuba n'abaana bobadde oyanjula nkawaani.
Ngenda kulonda Sabrina Nangonzi kuba anyambyeko nnyo mu kutegeka teeka banne. Sabrina Nangonzi.
This little booklet is a brief brief history of the kingdom, which you can read in 10 minutes. But then it gives you an insight into what the kingdom is about. Some of the things I've been talking about are in this little booklet. So, thank you very much. Kubanga akoze bulungi nnyo bw'akalabalaba ate yakolako ne Muketu Telecom simanyi oba ekitiibwa Kajubi yakuzaala ekitiibwa Kajubi yakuzaala ate kano ka Namisango naye kakuba mu byayigamu mwewale.
Nenoga bamongere ndeku ya pesa ndule na jino na kana bamongere chupa bamongere chupa ndaenda ndani